What is going on, everybody? I am back, and in this video we're going through all the bosses. I did the top 10 most profitable bosses. A lot of people didn't like the video because they wasn't really the profit, it was the gross income. I screwed up, I understand, so I went back all week this week and figured out the profit rates, the average gross rates, and everything. I redid all my calculations, so I really think this video is very accurate. Now, little disclaimer. I am using best in slot gear and a maxed account to come up with all of these values. I am also including the drop rates of all of the uniques from each of these bosses. So if you were to stay there for, say, a 1 in 1,000 unique for 1,000 kills, one of these values is possibly what you could see as for the maximum profit per hour. I chose to do it this way because I want to know exactly what the maximum GP per hour you can make at a boss in old school RuneScape is. Now, if you don't have the gear like this and you have some lesser gear and lesser stats, this list should still hold true to you based on the gear that you're using. So you won't quite see the profit per hours that are listed here unless you have that maxed account with max gear, but it'll still be something for you to give some food for thought, maybe to decide what you want to kill and what you want to camp. So let's get going. Number 29, the Chaos Fanatic. The Chaos Fanatic is an absolutely awful demi-boss to kill. Although you can get 27 kills per hour, the average GP per kill is only around 11,000 GP. As for the average gross per hour, that brings it to 297,000, but it's going to cost you almost as much to kill the Chaos Fanatic as it is you're going to get in loot, 10,000 GP average per kill. As for the average profit per hour, wow, that is actually 27,000 GP profit per hour. Number 28, Scorpia. Scorpia is pretty much in the same boat as the Chaos Fanatic, although you can get a few more kills per hour if you're doing it efficiently. 33 kills per hour. As for the GP per kill, around 14,000. This gives you an average gross per hour of 462,000. As for what it's going to cost you between the Trident casts, the barrages, and the blitzes, around 13,000. And as for your average profit per hour, 33,000. I also want to mention here that this was calculated using the Trident of the Swamp. Number 27, King Black Dragon. Unfortunately, the King Black Dragon falls just third from the bottom on this list. It is the oldest RuneScape boss in the game. As for this, I use the Dragon Hunter Lance, and that is because it is cheaper to use than the Dragon Hunter Crossbow. 25 kills per hour with the Lance. As for the GP per kill, around 23,000. Average gross income per hour, 575,000. You're going to end up spending around 15,000 GP per kill. And as for your average profit per hour, around 200,000. Now, if you are curious, I did do the King Black Dragon with the Dragon Hunter Crossbow as well. Get a couple more kills per hour here at 27. The GP per kill is still 23,000. As for the average gross per hour, it goes up to 621,000, but the average cost per kill jumps up to 16,000, bringing your average profit per hour down to 189,000. Number 26, Crazy Archaeologist. The Crazy Archaeologist is another demi-boss located in the wilderness. Fortunately, the profit per hour goes up quite a bit from the other two demi-bosses here. As for the Crazy Archaeologist, you can probably see an average of around 28 kills per hour if you're doing okay on time and mechanics. As for the GP per kill, right around 21,000. This gives you an average gross per hour of 588,000. As for the cost per kill between the Trident casts and prayer potions, 11,000 GP per kill, giving you an average profit per hour of 280,000. Number 25, KRAKEN. As for these values with the KRAKEN, they were calculated with the Trident of the Swamp because it does yield a little bit more profit per hour than the more powerful Sanguinesti staff. As for the kills per hour with the Trident of the Swamp, around 51. GP per kill is going to be 24,000. Average gross per hour, 1,224,000. And as for the average cost per kill, it's going to be around 12,000 at the current time of prices. And that does include the Trident staff casts as well as some sharks to keep your HP up. As for the average profit per hour, 612,000. But if you are a big baller and decide to go with the Sanguinesti staff, you can see upwards of 80 to 90 kills a trip because of its passive healing effect. You'll probably see around 55 kills per hour if using an imbued heart. The GP per kill is going to be 24,000, just the same. 1,320,000 as for the average gross per hour. It's going to cost you a little bit more, 14,000 GP per kill, and your profit per hour is going to drop down to 550,000. Number 24, Seracnus. Sarachnis is a very easy mid-level spider boss, and if you are max combat and using best in slot gear, you can see somewhere around 40 kills per hour. As for the average GP per kill, 33,000. Your average gross per hour is 1,320,000. As for the average cost per kill, probably going to be somewhere around 13,000, giving us an average profit per hour of 800,000 at Sarachnis. Number 23, Giant Mole. Another decently easy boss to kill is going to be the Giant Mole. As for this, I have 45 kills per hour as the estimated average using Darox and max stats and a lot of the other best in slot gear that goes along with it. The GP per kill is around 23,000. Average gross income per hour is 1,035,000. As for the average cost per kill, it's only going to be about 4,000, and that is with potions and the degradation of the Darox. As for the average profit per hour, 855,000. Number 22. Grotesque Guardians. The Grotesque Guardians do require a Slayer level of at least level 75 to kill. You will also need to be on a Gargoyle task and have gotten the Brittle Key drop from the Gargoyles to access the roof of the Slayer Tower. As for the estimated kills per hour, around 25 if you are max stats and using best in slot gear. The GP per kill is going to be somewhere around 60,000. This gives us an average gross per hour of 1,500,000. As for the cost per kill, 24,000, and your average profit per hour is 900,000. Number 21, Barrows. As one of the oldest minigames and or bosses in the game, I calculated this at an average of 16 Barrows chests per hour. As for the GP per kill, it's going to be around 90,000 with the Mauritania Hard Diaries done to get you those extra runes. This gives us an average gross income per hour of 1,440,000. As for the average cost per kill, and this was done calculated with the Trident of the Swamp, 31,000. And that is one full rotation, all 6 brothers. And the average profit per hour is going to bring you in somewhere around 945,000. Number 20, KALPHITE Queen. The KALPHITE Queen is quite an annoying boss to solo, but it can be done very efficiently using the player-owned house method, which is what I use to calculate these numbers. As for the kills per hour, I'm going to estimate around 20 if you are max stats and also having the Desert Elite Diaries done to use the shortcut and keeping your ropes in the holes. As for the GP per kill, 63,000. The average gross per hour is 1,260,000. And the average cost per kill is going to be somewhere around 13,000, giving us an average profit per hour of 1 million GP even. Number 19, Thermonuclear Smoke Devil. Another boss that can be very efficiently done using the player-owned house method and the use of fairy rings is the Thermonuclear Smoke Devil. I have estimated here that you can get 60 kills per hour if using the player-owned house method and max gear and max stats. It is very easy to run in there and kill the Smoke Devil in just about 30 seconds if you have Dragon Claws and a Scythe of Vitor. As for the GP per kill, 21,000. The average gross income per hour is going to be 1,260,000. And as for the average cost per kill, it's only going to be about 1,000 GP because you rarely need any food by killing it that fast. As for the average profit per hour, it is going to be 1,200,000 GP. Number 18, Vedion. Next on this list is our first wilderness boss, Vedion. I'm going to estimate here that you can get around 12 kills per hour if you are using the best stuff that you possibly can, protecting 4 good items and not getting harassed by PKers. As for the average income per kill, 122,000. The average gross per hour is 1,464,000, and the average cost per kill is around 8,000. As for the average profit per hour, this puts us at 1,368,000. Number 17. Chaos Elemental. Following our last boss is going to be another wilderness boss, the Chaos Elemental, and I've estimated here that you can get 55 kills per hour if you are 99 range using a crossbow and using the world hopping method to maximize your kills per hour. As for the GP per kill, it is going to be around 32,000 GP, giving us an average gross per hour of 1,760,000. Our average cost per kill is around 7,000, giving us an average profit per hour of 1,375,000. Number 16. The Gauntlet. The Gauntlet is a great place to make some money because you don't have to fork over any money for your own supplies. It is all provided to you in the Gauntlet by finding what you need yourself. As for the kills per hour, I estimate this at around 7 once you get good at it. The average GP per kill is 228,000. The average gross per hour, 1,596,000. Average cost per kill, once again, it is none, giving us an average profit per hour of 1,596,000. Number 15. CALLISTO. Callisto is another wilderness boss. As for Callisto, I estimate this as around 20 kills per hour. The average GP per kill at Callisto is 102,000, giving us an average gross per hour of 2,040,000. Our average cost per kill is 17,000, and this does include potions, foods, and anything else you may need, giving us an average profit per hour of 1,700,000. Number 14, the Abyssal Sire. The Abyssal Sire is a Slayer boss which requires level 85 Slayer as well as being on an Abyssal Demon or Abyssal Sire Slayer task. As for the kills per hour, I estimate this at around 18 if using the player-owned house method. The average GP per kill is 107,000. Your average gross per hour is 1,926,000. As for the average cost per kill, it's going to be around 5,100, and this is if you are using ARCHAEOLOGIST. And the average profit per hour comes in somewhere around 1,834,000. Number 13, Krill Sutzeroth. Krill is the first God Wars dungeon boss we see on this list. As for the estimated kills per hour, I'm going to estimate 15 if you are using max stats and max gear. As for the GP per kill, 165,000, giving us an average gross income of 2,475,000 per hour. Average cost per kill, around 32,000, and the average profit per hour is 1,995,000. Number 12, Dagannoth Kings. Up next is going to be the Dagannoth Kings. And the Dagannoth Kings, I calculated at 75 kills per hour or 25 full rotations. As for one full rotation, you can expect somewhere around 95,000 GP. The average gross per hour is going to be 2,375,000. As for the average cost per kill, 4,000 and 12,000 per rotation. And the average profit per hour, you will see somewhere around 2,075,000. Number 11, General Grardor. Our next God Wars dungeon boss here is General Grardor, and the kills per hour I am estimating the same as Krill at 15 because they do have very similar mechanics. I have done both of them, and I find that I can get the same kills per hour at either boss. As for the GP per kill, 180,000. Your average gross per hour is going to be 2,745,000. Your average cost per kill is 35,000, and your average profit per hour is 2,220,000. Number 10, Commander ZILYANA. We are finally into the top 10, and starting it off is going to be Commander ZILYANA. I have estimated here that you will get 16 kills per hour with the Twisted Bow. Your GP per kill is 165,000. As for the average gross income per hour, 2,640,000. Average cost per kill, 23,000 GP, and your average profit per hour is 2,272,000. Number 9, Venenatus. As for the kills per hour, I estimate you can get around 25 kills per hour on average. The GP per kill is 103,000, giving us an average gross per hour of 2,575,000. Average cost per kill is going to be around 9,000 GP, and your average profit per hour is 2,350,000. Number 8, KREE. KREE is our last God Wars dungeon boss coming in on this list at number 8. I am estimating you can get 18 kills per hour at KREE if you are using best in slot gear. As for the GP per kill, 253,000. The average gross per hour is going to be 4,554,000, but the average cost per kill is very high, almost half of what you're making from the kill, 120,000, and this is attributed to Black Chinchompa use. As for the average profit per hour, you will see somewhere around 2,394,000. Number 7, Cerberus. Cerberus is another Slayer boss, and you will be required to have level 91 Slayer or higher and be on a Hellhound or Cerberus task to kill her. As for the kills per hour, estimated at 34, the average GP per kill is 90,000, and the average gross per hour, 3,060,000. Average cost per kill is going to run you somewhere around 17,500 GP, and your average profit per hour is 2,448,000. Number 6, the Corrupted Gauntlet. Just like the Gauntlet, the Corrupted Gauntlet will require you to use none of your own supplies because everything is provided to you in the Corrupted Gauntlet. I'm estimating you can get 5 kills per hour doing this if you get good at it. The Corrupted Gauntlet is pretty difficult, so it will take some time to get up to this level. As for the GP per kill, 590,000 when uniques are included. Average gross income per hour is 2,950,000, which also makes our average profit per hour 2,950,000 GP. Number 5, VORKATH. VORKATH with the Dragon Hunter crossbow falls into number 5 on this list, and I'm going to estimate you will get an average of around 32 kills per hour at max stats and best in slot gear. As for the GP per kill, 141,000, giving us a gross income per hour of 4,512,000. The average cost per kill is going to be around 22,000 GP, giving us an average profit of 3,808,000. Now, if you are curious, where does the Toxic Blowpipe and the Dragon Hunter Lance fall on this list? Well, I did those too. As for the Dragon Hunter Lance, you will probably see somewhere around 30 kills per hour with max efficiency. 141,000 GP is still the GP per kill, giving us an average gross per hour of 4,230,000. The cost per kill does drop down to 17,000, but our profit per hour falls to 3,720,000. As for the toxic blowpipe, you can probably see an average of around 22 kills per hour doing it this way, 141,000 for the GP per kill, giving us an average gross per hour of 3,102,000. And as for the average cost per kill, it is going to be the most expensive because of those scales and darts, 35,000 GP per kill, giving us an average profit per hour of 2,321,000. Number 4, Zulrah. Beating VORKATH out for the number 4 spot is going to be Zulrah, and this is going to be calculated with the blowpipe and the trident of the swamp, because believe it or not, it is slightly faster than the twisted bow. I'm going to estimate you will get 32 kills per hour with max gear and max stats. GP per kill is going to be around 151,000. The average gross income per hour is 4,832,000. Your average cost per kill is 27,000, and our average profit per hour is 3,968,000. Now, if you do want to be a little bit lazy and more chill with the twisted bow, you'll probably see around 30 kills per hour. GP per kill is still 151,000. The average gross income per hour is 4,430,000. Our average cost per kill is 19,000, giving us an average profit per hour of 3,960,000. It is very close, only 8,000 less than the blowpipe and the trident of the swamp. So if you do have access to the twisted bow, I would probably use that. That 8,000 GP is probably not going to break the bank. Number 3, Chambers of XERIC. A lot of you asked about Chambers of XERIC in the last video, so I went back, revisited it, looked at all the calculations, and improved upon the process that I used to calculate all of this. As for the kills per hour, I'm going to estimate you can solo 2 of them per hour, and this is with an average of 30,000 points. Your GP per kill is going to be somewhere around 2,445,000. As for the average gross per hour, that puts us at 4,890,000, and I'm going to estimate that you will spend about 450,000 GP in the Chambers of XERIC every time you solo it, and this is using the Sanguinesti staff, Dragon Darts, Zulrah Scales, Dragon Arrows, all of that good stuff. As for the average profit per hour, 3,990,000. Number 2, Alchemical Hydra. The Alchemical Hydra falls into number 2 on this list, just like my last video, and this is calculated using the twisted bow. Keep in mind, you will need to have level 95 Slayer, as well as be on a Hydra task or Alchemical Hydra boss task to kill the Alchemical Hydra. I estimate you can get somewhere around 26 kills per hour. As for the GP per kill with uniques included, 215,000. Your average gross income per hour is 5,590,000. Your average cost per kill is around 23,000, giving us an average profit per hour of 4,992,000. Now, for those of you out there without a twisted bow, though toxic blowpipe isn't also another viable method to killing the Alchemical Hydra, you will average around 22 kills per hour. GP per kill is still 215,000 with those uniques. Our average gross per hour is going to be 4,730,000, but our cost per kill is going to jump up to 40,000, bringing our average profit down to 3,850,000 per hour. Number 1, Theater of Blood. And just like the last video, Theater of Blood is going to claim the number 1 spot. This is going to be calculated using 2 completed Theater of Bloods in a 4-man raid per hour, and you will get a drop 1 in every 9.1 chests that you can split among your team, assuming no one dies. As for the GP per kill, it's going to be an average of around 3 million GP per raid once you do enough to accumulate all of those nice purple drops. The average gross income per hour is 6 million GP. As for the average cost per kill, 430,000, and this is calculated using Sanguinesti staff charges, Dragon Darts, Zulrah Scales, Dragon Arrows, all of that good stuff. Our average profit per hour for the number 1 spot is going to be 5,140,000 GP. The honorable mention for this video will go to the Nightmare of ASHIHAMA. Now, this boss is still very new as of the time of this video, so the prices are still rising, falling, and fluctuating very frequently. So, as for right now, if you do get a drop at the Nightmare, it can be worth a lot of money, but we really just don't have enough data yet to actually consider it as an average income per hour. So what I plan on doing is I have a very nice Excel spreadsheet that I've made with all of these bosses in it, with a lot of formulas and functions where I can just change the set of data and it will give me all the new readouts. So what I plan on doing from here is doing this quarterly. So since this video is coming out now at the beginning of March, I will do one at the beginning of June, September, and December, so we can see how boss prices rise and fall with the times. I think it's a good idea, and I think it'll be pretty cool to check it out, how things fluctuate throughout the year. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope those of you that were unhappy with the last one can see this one and see that I've added the prices per kill and the cost per kill in there to give you an actual profit. If you liked the video and you like the improvement, please leave a thumbs up down below. They really do help the video's popularity. If you haven't done so yet, tap the subscribe button and turn those notifications on. They will let you know whenever I go live or upload new content. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for checking out this redone video. I will see you guys on the next one. Take it easy, everybody.